All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Podcast. I don't know what week this is. I think this is 24. But how y'all doing? Hopefully you're
Nobody here cares about numbers, right?
now integers. I don't know.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. This is 24.
Okay, good.
Woo! You got it right.
Yeah, it's funny because I always do that with certain chapters. Like every Magi review, I'm like, this is what chapter is this? Because the way the chapters come out are just so freaking irregular. It's really weird. But yeah, anyway, as always, I'm going to start with the other media section of this podcast. I'm currently playing Street Fighter, but like right now, current. But I was playing Jak 2 earlier, and that game sucks ass. But I can't leave that game unfinished. I never finished it. I walked away from that game because it was awful, and
What?
then my hard drive freaking broken, and I had to replace it. So that file was gone for Jak 2.
Uh,
The game is absolute awful. It's awful. It's playable, but it's awful.
uh,
Jak 1 was amazing. Jak 2 was shit. And Jak 3 was at least better than Jak 2, but not as good as the first one, in my opinion.
huh.
But yeah, Awakening. I'm almost done the Paralog, so I'm almost ready. Almost. And then I'm gonna go after the Infinite Regalia, and then once I beat the Infinite Regalia, it's review time. In terms of other games, did I play any other games? I think not. I don't think. Oh well, Platinum obviously. I've been streaming that. Like I said last week, you can find them youtube.com/WhereTigerX, or if you want to watch live, twitch.tv/PentSage. Always love to have you guys around. Especially more fun when you're chatting with me. I know you probably can't come to the Wednesday streams, right?
Well,
Because
I
you
mean,
usually work, right?
sometimes I usually don't work Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I do Wednesday, Friday, Saturday for now. Um, 2 o'clock p.m. EST, the usual. Now, let's see. I don't think there's anything else I'm really playing that's at least worth mentioning. Let's see. Obviously, same shit in terms of TV, Game of Thrones, because Walking Dead's on break, of course, in between seasons. Movies. Did I watch a movie? I don't think so. What else is new? Let's see. I think that, well, still been watching Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin, um, for anime. Starting to pick up. It's pretty good. I'm on episode 32, I think. It's pretty good. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I guess I would say, I don't know. But, that's it for me, actually.
Yeah, it's me. It was. Let's see. Um, I've pretty much been playing the same stuff. A little bit of Dragon Ball, the Xenoverse. I continue to play every day my One Piece mobile games, and I've also actually briefly played for a couple minutes. Played this week. Played some Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution for a little bit.
hmm
You know, and let's see what else. Um, a bunch of other random stuff here and there. Not really anything. Like I said, I'm trying. In terms of anime, I'm not really watching anything mainly because I've been, one, I've been busy at work, but two, also, I've been trying to not really get into any one particular thing because I'm trying to write and I'm in between stuff right now, so it's the best opportunity because I know that's all going to get shattered come end of June when J Stars comes out.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, so I have some casual things I'm playing and watching. Well, not really watching. It's kind of I don't even remember what the last thing I was watching was. But let's see, movies. Uh, nothing really. I mean, I might have seen a movie or two, but nothing I can remember. You know, I usually watch movies just for the background noise. Usually when I'm trying to write.
Mm.
So, but anyway, TV shows. Um, a lot of season finales this week for the shows I watch.
Oh,
Once Upon a Time, Castle, Marvel's Agents of Shield, which had a fantastic season finale,
cool.
and you know I thought it was and did everything good. Now, I'm trying to think, is there anything else before I go start my tangent, my first tangent? Um, no, not that I can think of. Uh, so my first tangent I'm going on is the fact that, as many of you know, being that it's May, this is the month we're getting into the point where a lot of the shows are going into their season finales, and but this is also the time of the year where the networks announce cancellations and show renewals for new seasons and whatnot.
Mm.
This is, in terms of television, is my least favorite time of the year because of that. Why, you may ask? Well, it's like anything else. You watch the shows, you get into them, and then they cancel them
Yeah.
because oh, they didn't get enough views. Yet a show, but it's better than other shows that they've renewed, which doesn't make any sense. And then because this happened, for instance, now there are certain other circumstances that can contribute to it, like for instance the death sentence that is Friday nights shows. They like for they ABC has actually put out in recent years good content on their Friday night block. But for instance, there was a show last year. I don't remember the name of it, but that came out and it was good. I really liked it. It was funny, and they canceled it, and I'm like, oh. But then the show that came on before that was Tim Allen's Last Man Standing was renewed for another season. Now that's also a very good show. Then this year, in that time slot, they put in a new comedy show which I liked even more, and now they're canceling it, but renewing Last Man Standing. Like
Hmm.
they're both really funny shows, but the fact that the one show is being renewed, and then the very next show that comes on right after that couldn't get enough views and got canceled,
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. Especially when it was a legitimately good show. But these friggin' TV execs don't know what they're talking about. Because what's going to happen is they're going to roll in a new set of shows to replace the ones they're canceling, only for most of those shows to get canceled. Like and one of these shows is not being canceled this year, but we have official confirmation that next year, 2016, will be the last season of American Idol ever.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are. It's been already announced. The next season will be the last, which is probably about time because they kind of been, I guess they realize that the quality of contestants has gone down since
Uh-huh.
they go through, well, especially since they go through millions of auditions a year.
Right.
They're gonna get through a lot of these people. This is, I think in fact, last night, they had their season finale, and I think they said this was the 14th season, I think, 13th or 14th season.
I stopped
So
watching
yeah,
after the third season.
but I don't pay attention. So I'm just saying is that
Uh-huh.
what I could hear, because I normally when I'm on my computer watching shit, I'm sitting in the living room, and that's where obviously the family TV is. So they're watching it, and
Hmm.
I hear, oh yeah, it's season 13 or 14, whatever it was, and okay, so but which is odd because I'm like, let's see, even though yes, over the course of that many years, obviously that would mean that they obviously certain people would grow up and be able to become old enough to compete in the competition, but the fact that they go through millions upon millions of people every year in auditioning for the show, they're
Right.
gonna run out, especially since there are other singing shows out
Hmm.
there who also go through a lot of auditions.
Yeah.
Because you got like The Voice, you had a couple of other like one-shot singing shows. You have The X Factor, America's Got Talent, which is filled with a lot of singers who try to get a contract through that.
Of
Like,
course.
there's tons enough. There's been enough singing competitions or competitions that allow singing as a talent to pretty much go through the majority of the singers, aspiring singers in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, I watched the very first season when it was airing live, and I saw the second and then the third, and then I was just done.
Yeah, I kind of stopped. I don't know, probably I don't know. I don't remember. Like, it was just awful. I was getting tired of it. Same old formula.
Yeah,
It just
it really did get very monotonous quick.
Yeah. Let's see what else. But yeah, it just annoys me when they do stuff like that because there's certain shows that like, oh yeah, they're really good, but it's like another perfect example, also ABC, is they canceled a for my opinion, a very entertaining um, crime investigation show on Tuesday nights.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so you don't have the excuse of, oh, it's Friday nights. There's no way they can get enough ratings on a Friday night. Plus, it's a crime investigation shows, and how many of those do we have that are still? And all of them are popular. Yet this one didn't find enough popularity. It was called Forever.
Never heard it.
Um, you don't watch much regular television,
No.
so but it it was it just annoys me when I get into these shows and then some get renewed for more seasons while others that I really enjoy get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just on an interesting side note though, I heard I heard apparently the current voice actor on The Simpsons for who plays not only Mr. Burns, Mr. Smithers, Flanders, and Seymour Skinner is leaving the show,
Hmm.
and that and but in the same vein of news, they've also mentioned that they're already planning on recasting those characters. So if any of you guys still watch The Simpsons, I mean, I watch it occasionally. Apparently, starting next season, those characters will have new voices, new voice actors.
Huh.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
and I think I'll switch. We'll switch over to you and your tangent that you have
Okay, so you're done with your other media
first one.
stuff.
Well, yeah, I finished the other media part, and I went on
Okay,
my little tangent. First little tangent.
okay.
So
Um, Obviously, if you guys follow sports, which probably most of you don't, if you're watching us, but if you do, you're probably aware of the fact that Tom Brady got suspended for I think 4 games um, over the whole Deflategate crap, um, and it was all circumstantial evidence basically. They could not prove that Brady was involved, but they suggested that maybe if the evidence was this way or however, then it was right, then it was him, but really, like, I felt like they misconstrued a lot of, like, I actually read the report, not the whole thing, but a fair portion of it. One of the big things that they implicated him for was there was these two texts, or two people who were texting back and forth, and they were talking about how Tom was mad at the refs at a certain way they were pumping the balls, and how he wanted them deflated. However, it's not what you think upon hearing that. It's the fact that he didn't want them inflated above the regulation, which was I think 3.5. He said that it was in the text. He said that he was angry at them being like over the regulation, not on regulation. So he wanted them deflated to normal. So there is some implication there that maybe he was involved with trying to get the balls the right way. And maybe there was something there, but overall, there was nothing conclusive. And I'm, I don't know, it's just all the media really for sports media is awful these days.
media is
Sports media is just worse than normal. Just because they frickin' because they don't have to go through due process of law unless they're doing something illegal. It's like their own jurisdiction because they're a franchise in itself. It's like it's retarded.
well, because the issue in question was not a infraction of law, but an infraction of a rule.
Yeah, and since the NFL is an entire giant organization, it's just you know,
So,
it's just retarded. I'm done.
all right. Now, before I go into what today, I was looking up and something a little research for my second tangent when I noticed an interesting news article that says supposedly, according to this article, that for this new Dragon Ball Super series, that Japan's already ordered 100 episodes with an option, if it's popular enough, to do a whole another 100.
Wow, that's too much.
And in the same article, it says that it's might even have its own manga series along with it.
Oh boy.
So we might be reviewing Dragon Ball Super anime and manga soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
Woohoo! That'll really that better boost our popularity.
Right?
But now I found this out because I was doing a little research on my second tangent, which is this. First, earlier in the week, my little brother, who's on Twitter, and I'm not, mentioned an interesting tweet by a certain celebrity.
Uh huh.
And what?
I said uh huh.
And so I was researching to see what exactly celebrity said in their tweet, and that because when he told me, I was like, really? Because it kind of pissed me off. And when I went to research it, it was it. Of course, people were saying he said something different, but was still even more infuriating. And here's what happened.
Mhm.
my brother told me that supposedly Justin Bieber tweeted out that if they were ever to do another Dragon Ball Z live action film, that he would want to play Goku. And I was like, you could, he could not find a bigger way to insult anime and manga more than saying he'd want to act in a live action movie as Goku. I was like, I didn't think it was possible to come up with an idea of a live action Dragon Ball movie idea that would be worse than Evolution. Like I didn't think it was possible to make a bigger insult. But then when I was looking up information about it, because I Googled like Justin Bieber Dragon Ball tweet, apparently people were saying that his actual tweet was him saying that Dragon Ball was the worst cartoon series of all time. And I was like, that's worse! Are you...
That is worse.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you... Really? Like, did you really have to give us another reason to hate you, Bieber? Like, really? Really? I was like... Like, you're already... have no more career. So why bother trying to get more limelight by saying stupid shit like this?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think no one was going to react? Do you really think that's what I kind of sort of hate about people like them, who think of our culture, of anime, manga, and nerd culture as being thinking, oh, it's so minuscule and unimportant that if I say something bad about it, there's not going to be much of an outlash because there's not enough people who support it to really make a big uproar about it.
Well, if that's what Bieber thinks, he's an idiot because he has a ton of haters regardless of what he says. So.
Yeah, but this creates even more people. This takes people who were indifferent and turns them into haters.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to make everyone hate you?
Probably.
Like, really? It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, things that boy says just drives me crazy. And in a bad way, not freaking, oh, I'm a girl and he's driving me nuts, but it's because I love him. No, not that stupid crap.
No.
He is insane. Internet fame has made him insane.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah, I mean, he started off as like an honest YouTuber. That's literally where he started off with his fame.
Yeah.
Was YouTube. Not everybody knows that.
Well, yeah, I know that, but it just...
I know.
The fact is that they decided, hey, look, let's take this popular, YouTuber and turn him into, give him a recording contract. Which seemed like a good idea at the time until he couldn't handle the fame and it all went to his head. Especially since he became a boy, he was the boy toy. Because the boy toys have always been interchangeable over the years, and they've always had a brief stint of popularity, and then the next boy toy comes in to replace them. Before Justin Bieber, it was the Jonas Brothers. After Justin Bieber, you had One Direction, or I think it was One Direction. It was right after that.
Probably.
And now One Direction's done. So who's the next boy toy to come in? Is it going to be another group, or is it going to be a solo artist? It's just really, really stupid. And if you are in that position, become the new boy toy, whether you're a solo artist or a band, you are guaranteed to only last a few years before it all ends horribly. Before it all ends, it's always happened.
Yeah, I mean, Backstreet Boys managed to last a really long time, but that was a different era of music.
That was the boy band era, where there was a lot of boy bands.
NSYNC managed to last a couple years.
But at least from, the boy bands of the 90s, there were breakout stars. Whereas a lot of the boy bands, and I mean boy bands, the boy toy boy bands of modern times, they're not really much, like they have some semi breakouts, but then they don't really do much. I mean, the freaking biggest breakout star of the 90s boy band era was, in my opinion at least, is Justin Timberlake.
Right.
You could say he's had a fantastic solo career. He's had an amazing stint on, being a host multiple times for SNL.
Mhm.
He's a great comedic actor on that show, and you could say whatever you want about his acting, but his at least his appearances in movies aren't horrible.
Mhm.
So
And of course, we got the Duke Devlin theme from him. So.
so wait, that was him? That was Justin Bieber? Or not Justin Timberlake?
The music it plays in the back of You watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged?
Oh, yeah, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. I'm talking about that. I thought you were talking about the actual Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, no, no. The abridged.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
I'm
know,
bringing sexy back.
I know. Speaking of a bridge series, that reminds me. This week they
Oh yeah.
released newest Dragon Ball Z abridged episode,
Right.
which ended with premiere of Second Form Cell visual, and they fucking dick teased us. We thought he was gonna say something, but he didn't. So we gotta wait till the next episode to hear Taka's self second form.
Right.
And since you've seen it, you saw the ending joke where they made the Pokemon joke,
Of course.
saying, "Oh, your imperfect cell is evolving." Da, 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 da. He's evolved. I know that's the wrong music, but I can't remember the Pokemon evolution music.
Mhm.
And he basically says, "Oh, your imperfect cell evolved into a semi-perfect cell."
Yeah. I thought that. I mean, the episode itself was probably subpar for their standards, but it wasn't bad. I don't know.
Huh?
As far as I don't know. I didn't laugh that much at it.
Well, I mean, not everyone is going to be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be, so, and they already are on recording this next episode because of the fact that this episode, because they got so far ahead on the writing when they were still trying to edit the history of Trunks Abridged. Because I believe the writer is different than because I think Lanny does the editing.
I think it's Kaiser.
No, yeah, you're right. Kaiser does the editing, and and then somebody else does the writing. I
Mhm.
think.
I think Lanny might be the writer.
Yeah. See, actually, that actually reminds me of another interesting thing I never knew. Remember back when I was telling you about something? This is something very interesting. Actually, neat. Remember that no-name person that that Funimation out of nowhere decided to cast for Gecko Moria, and I said, "Oh wow, he sounds so much. He
Mhm.
sounds. You know that guy?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to remember what his name was, like something Geddes. I don't remember what his friggin' name was.
I don't know.
Guess guess what? You've heard him before.
I have. Okay. I'm not surprised, but.
His of course you've heard him under the tag General Ivan in
uh,
as Cooler and Dr. Gero of Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
really?
Yes, I apparently like I just out of nowhere saw that. Like someone, I don't even know what I was, if I was watching a video or was online reading some article or something, but out of nowhere I saw that. It was like it said whatever the guy's name was, and then General Ivan. I'm like, wait a minute, General Ivan, isn't that Team 4 Star? And then I was like, scrambled and I went to their info, and yes, it is. I was like, what?
Wow. How about that?
So it's 100%. So it's it's definitely, yeah. His real name is Chris Guerrero, the guy who played you know. So it's surprise. I was shocked. I was like, a Team 4-star guy got a legitimate dub, like, and not just anything. Pretty pretty decently important character in One Piece, semi-important.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I think that somebody from TFS got there.
Yep. It's just, I would it's just, yeah, it's amazing and could open, many possibilities
Hmm.
for, you know, like the other ones, because they're all such good voice actors. I'm looking up. Ooh, wow, this is very interesting. Oh, oh my God,
What?
Gaku, he's also the one who he does Ichiya and the friggin' Toriko and narrator voice,
Really?
English dubs. That's him.
Huh.
And apparently he's going to be playing a character from named Yatori from Kamasami Kiss 2.
Okay. I've never seen that, so.
Uh, so he's done some. So he's okay. He's done good for himself.
Okay, I just laid the smack down on a really high ranked player on PSN. Holy
Mhm.
crap.
So wow, that was definitely a interesting surprise for the week.
Hmm.
You know.
I gotta I gotta upload that video. No, I'm just kidding. Shit. It's fucking Akuma. Great character. Shut him down with Cody. Character that's very underused. Street Fighter. I gotta end that there.
So that only makes me. So it makes this, interestingly enough, makes me wonder what other, you know, Team 4-star people have done, you know, other done roles in anime.
Hmm. Thought it was funny. I thought it was interesting how Matthew Mercer said he would like to play Levi if they ever had gotten there in the Attack on Titan bridge, but it would probably cause some problems with the studio.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely some interesting. I would love. Yeah, exactly. I would really love to find out because they're they should, because even I know they don't get, a lot of, they get a lot of heat because of the fact they do a bridge series.
Hmm.
There's a bridge, but I mean, there's a reason why it's popular. Not just because they're funny, but because they're actually legitimately good voice actors.
Uh,
So, especially like people like Takahata, he's did a cool. So, especially since friggin' Takahata got to be one of the voice one of the voice packs for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse characters.
Right.
If you remember me saying that.
Mhm.
So it's that's why I feel like they should give them more recognition as voice actors because they
Yeah.
deserve it. I mean, obviously, I don't think they would be heavy like who knows what type of characters they'd be good for because they through their abridged series they've done or at least showcased that they can do pretty decently wide range of voices.
Mhm.
So they can do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's for the most part everything that I had to say.
Yeah, I got nothing else. So I guess it'll be time, I guess, to wrap this up. Hmm. So, thank you all for watching. This was, again, Mystic Podcast 24. If you enjoyed this, or if you're coming from the reviews, check out the other stuff that we do, and give us some love, give us some comments, likes, whatever, you know,
Yep.
subs, whatever.
Subs and views would be good.
All three would be awesome.
Don't
But
overload them.
nah, one click at a time, right?
First view, second sub, like later.
Yeah. Uh, like the good thing about likes is that it ups your ratio of being found on YouTube if you have a better like ratio.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and we'll have a couple. I'll have a couple reviews coming up soon, as usual. So stick around for that, and we'll see you all next week.
Mhm.